Parrot gets Rowdy, 74, take 1. Parrot gets Rowdy, 74, take 1.
Well, tell me, what are you doing in Tampa, Donald? Oh, very good. And what do you think of the Rowdies? This is never going out on television, surely.
It's crazy. Well, the thing is, it's a bit wacky. And, like, people aren't going to have the foggiest idea why we're there. So we thought, like, what we need right at the beginning is someone straight, serious, respected.
And you couldn't get rid of
We could get... I do the bloody funnies! So, what we thought is if you just, like, we're in a studio, sort of, with your World of Sports stuff on, and basically, you read that.
this.
Which is, well, yeah, if you could just sort of read that.
Tonight we go across the Atlantic to take an in-depth look at the growth of soccer in the States.
No laughing, that's straight.
In America. The Tampa Bay Rowdies have been one of the leading lights in the struggle to promote the game in the States. Under the managership of Gordon Jago and captained by ex-Manchester City star Rodney Marsh, they have brought a flamboyance to the game almost unheard of in England. This summer we sent ace reporter, Jasper Carrot, to find out the secret of the Rowdies' success. Just that.
Can you do it?
Of course.
The Rowdies were here, the Rowdies were there, they kicked the ball around. The Rowdies were here, the Rowdies were there, then they pulled the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are the kick in the grass.
When the Tampa Bay Rowdies take the field, there's a roar. The fans, loyal fannies, cheer the team they adore. There's music, there's laughter, pretty girls all around. 'Tis exciting to live in a pro soccer town.
OK, own up. Who's ever heard of Tampa Bay? Well, it's been described as Liverpool with palm trees. Because, like Liverpool, this town is bonkers about soccer. The game arrived about 5 years ago to a blaze of indifference, since when the Rowdies have become one of the top 2 teams in America. This is downtown Tampa Bay, and I'm here doing street interviews, asking people what they think of the Rowdies, only there's no people. See, there are no pedestrians in America. No one ever gets out of the car, except to get into another one. The whole system is based on drive-ins and drive-throughs and drive-outs and drive-on. There's a guy running. Maybe he's coming to talk to me. He's recognized me. He's seen one of my programs. He has seen one of my programs. What a crazy place. This is a pedestrian button, look. Look, it's totally unused. The whole thing must just be a token by the city funds. Well, I'll give it a go, hang on, if it works. But the only way I'm going to get an interview is to throw myself under a car. The guy will drive into the nearest drive-in telephone booth to tell his wife he's going to be late. It's getting a bit desperate. We've been in about 2 hours, I think. I'm going to have to stop a car.
Hey, what's wrong with you, man?
Have you ever heard of the Rowdies?
Hey, look, it's against the law to stop traffic here.
Well, look, I've got to get an interview or I'll get the
you,
sack. But the thing is, there's no one walking about. Everybody gets in
Get
cars
lost.
in this place.
I gotta get going.
Oh,
I'm in a hurry.
just give me something about
I
the
don't
Rowdies.
wanna hear
Have you ever
anything
heard
about-
the Rowdies? What's your name?
Me?
Look,
Don't worry about me.
English comic, me loony.
So what? Go back to England.
Look, just a cut. There's a whole thing. The sooner you get it over with, the sooner I can let you
I
go.
gotta be going. Look at the cop is waving at me.
Okay, fair enough. I can't do it. Okay, thank you for stopping.
Yeah.
Yes, well, ace reporting's not easy, is it? And he was one of the polite ones. Still, they've sent me to this shopping mall where we should find some people. And here they are. Real people. Not in cars, not on bikes, not in trucks. Just people. Now, as we're here to find out as much as we can about American soccer, it seems natural that the first thing I should ask about is yogurt.
Ah! You're on film. You're going to be stars. I like your style, baby. I mean, do you want to be a big star? Do you want diamonds? Do you want furs? I mean, who do you want to be? Ali McGraw, Raquel Welch, Charlton Heston? What is this place?
This is yogurt bar.
A yogurt bar?
Yeah.
And what's that? You only sell yogurt? Right, now explain what all this is, right?
Hey,
What's
these
that?
are your toppings.
Right. Where's the yogurt?
It's over there in the
Over there.
machine.
Yogurt in the machine, toppings.
Yogurt. Strawberries, pineapple, cantaloupe.
Yep. Do you have any, fresh badger? Grilled raccoon?
No, we don't carry those. They're out of season.
How about a bagel?
We're from JCB TV 14345, England, Europe. And we're over here taking a look at the Rowdies. Now, do you know who the Rowdies are?
Oh, yes.
You do? Do you go along to the games?
Most of them.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that 40% of the audience at a Rowdies game is women?
No, I didn't, but I think it's a game that appeals to women a great deal
Why is that?
because we can see where the ball is.
Do you think that women go to the games basically because they find the players sexy?
Probably, and also their accents.
Oh, they like
British
English?
accents,
Really?
yes.
Have I got a chance?
Oh, big chance.
Do you know anything about soccer at all?
No, sir. I never had the opportunity to play it, sir.
Do you know what offside is?
That's when, let me think of it. It's when this guy goes over one line, when there's not enough people over it or something like that, anyway.
So you've sort of got it, yeah.
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 I just know it's a penalty.
Do you know that the Rowdies, when they're at the game, like 40% of the audience are women?
Yeah, we like that, yeah.
Do you think you'll go now?
Yeah.
Do you realise that 40% of everyone that watches the Rowdies is a woman? Are
That's
women.
because the Rowdies are men.
Well, but there's only 80%, there's only 10% of women who watch American football.
That's because you can't see them. They're all covered up.
Good point. Who are the Rowdies?
That's our kick in the grass.
Do you ever watch them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a fanny?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, a fully affiliated one?
Not fully.
I see. Do you know that 40% of the audience at a Rowdies game is women?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A lot of fannies over there.
Yeah. This is good. Are you a fanny?
No, not in the sense of the word.
Are you a fanny?
Am I a fanny? No, I'm not.
Do you know what a fanny is?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you a fanny?
A fanny?
A fanny?
Of the Rowdies?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I am.
Do you not know that the Rowdies fans are called fannies?
Oh, you're not filming this,
We're
are
filming
you?
this. I'm afraid you're on
please.
film. No, it's all right. Well, if you don't want it, we'll cut it.
As you can tell, people know who the Rowdies are, but as to what they do, well, that's a different matter, which is typical of American advertising. Buy the product now and find out what it is later.
This is Florida.
I could still bring gold, have I none, but such as I have give I thee. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, rise up and walk. I took her by the hand and pulled her out of that, and God's power hit her, and she started jumping like a kangaroo. And she took off and started running.
Believe in the Lord. Send me your money.
Ministry, and so
For $84, you can have a plastic Jesus for the dashboard of your car.
Your letters are for me.
Plastic Jesuses make people walk like kangaroos.
And that God will rest your bodies. But please don't take a
It's
vacation
all
away from
cells.
God.
It's
Take
just
a
like
vacation
coke.
in the Lord. Put God first this year by proving God, by sending a generous offering to help in this great worldwide ministry. And prove God.
For $20, you could really be saved. Mind, if you've only got 10, well, put a deposit down and we'll save you later.
He's one of the most gifted men in this area.
Because he's got more money than anyone else.
Religious masterpieces of our day.
I'm sorry, brother. I'm going to have to turn you off. Place order here.
Hello?
Hi, welcome to the pizza station. May I take your order, please?
Are you talking to me?
Excuse me?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir, I am.
The sign is talking to me?
Yes, I am. Can I take your order, please?
You're a female sign, is that right? Are you doing anything tonight?
Am I doing anything?
Yeah, you know, I've never taken a sign out before. There's a really good disco over in Tampa Bay if you're interested. I think signs get in free with every male. You're,
Sure.
You're a very shy sign, yeah?
No, not really.
I'm talking to a sign. I'm gonna date a sign. I can't get my breath at this. I see you sell crazy crusts here. They're gonna think this is a put-up job. Oh. So what I do is I give you my order, is that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. What do we want? Can we have 5 large Cokes? Thank you. I'll see you about 8 o'clock tonight. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah. And wear something casual. I can't believe that.
Ah, the shrine itself, Tampa Stadium, home of the Rowdies. As I've managed to wangle myself an invite to train with the players, I thought I'd go along and give them the benefit of my vast experience.
I'm a real big draw in Tampa, you know. 7 bloody workmen and a commissionaire. It's a full house at Birmingham City.
I'm the referee as well.
Well, I found him eventually, and during the practice session I turned on the skills which have made me the terror of the South Birmingham Sunday League. Just watch this. Are you watching, Cloughie? Are you watching? Might just be available.
This is the Rowdies training ground. This is about the size of Warwickshire. They play on this strip here. And it's about 92, 93 today. And it's typical of this country that you're either freezing to death in their sort of air conditioning fridges, or you're getting scorched by this, you know, you get frostbite on your sunburn.
Give it to Jasper.
Up. There's a bit of a needle going between me and John Gorman. He's the Rowdies right back, and he knows I'm after his place. And I can get registered within inside 2 days, so he's worried. He's also trying to be funny as well, because he's got all Billy Connolly's albums. He's Scottish. Thanks, kid.
You're welcome.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers, Joe.
All the best with your club.
Oh. Wish me luck for Wednesday night.
Oh, you deserve it.
What will it be like on the bench?
Well, I've never been on there so far.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you want that signed, huh?
No, you signed it.
It's okay. I don't mind signing you. I'll only do the one. Only the one. Give me the pen. No one can understand the damn word he says.
Not
It doesn't matter here, you see, because we've got 5 different nationalities. There's Yugoslavs, Brazilians, Argentinians. That's the same, isn't it?
That's right.
Spanish.
There's only the Yugoslavians can understand what he's on about.
That's true.
Peter, you go out there, all right, knock balls in, and Magic, you come in and get in, okay? Okay?
This Birmingham accent, this Cockney accent, could do better. It's all round here.
speak French.
See Danny, say run out. See nothing.
When you're ready.
I'm not in a come round many times. I know it's knocking it down. I was knocking it down. Come on, I was putting it down. You weren't Polish. Well, it's his fault. I was running through like.
Would you like that signing? Would you like that signing?
You've already signed it a half a dozen times.
Just only the once. Do you want your other arm broken, kid? Okay.
2 more, that's all.
When we got back to the stadium, I finally got my chance to impress Rowdy's boss, Gordon Jago. Grovel, grovel.
Hello, Gordon. How are you?
Work hard?
Oh, no, it's so slow. I can't believe how slow they train, Gordon.
Oh, good. I'm pleased about it.
I mean, terrible place to work, Gordon, isn't it? Really?
Oh, I tell you, the weather's awful, and the conditions and the equipment. And
no money,
no
terrible
money.
cars.
It's terrible.
I don't know how you stand it.
That's
Is he
it.
trying to put that on? Come on, we're going to do some work.
Right.
When the Rowdies play soccer, is a sight to behold. You'd swear there'd be devils with magical toes. You'll laugh, you'll cheer, you'll leap from your seat when they kick with their heads instead of their feet.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
That first one's good, you see.
How long was that?
3 seconds. So you hit that one in 3.
Here's something you'd never see at an English training session, shootout practice. You see, in American soccer, somebody has to win. There's no such thing as a draw. So if the scores are level at full time, they go into 15 minutes extra time. If they're still level after that, then there's a shootout. Each team has 5 chances to score. The ball is placed 35 yards from the goal, and each player has 5 seconds to put the ball past the keeper and into the net. And if you'd like to see how it's done, stand by for the biggest fluke of all time.
One more each for that minute and finish. Go.
Did you get that? Did you get that? I can't do it again. I scored, John. I scored. I think it was quite impressive. Quite impressive. Different class. Your place is not safe for tomorrow, John. I keep telling you.
Legs along the line.
I see a winner!
Hold each stretch for about 20 seconds.
Well, I thought I'd stood the pace pretty well, but what finally finished me off was trying calisthenics, which is a sort of cross between muscle stretching and sadism.
Get your hands flat on the floor, keep your knees straight. Okay, just hold it
Well,
there.
there's a small thing to consider called pain.
Get your groin in.
Does Benny Hill do this?
Okay, from that one down, and then from there, go on your side. Okay. Now, what are you doing? As far back as you can go. That's good, Judge. Keep your knee on the floor. You've lifted your knee up. Try and get that down there. That's good. Okay.
That's
When
good.
you've done
That's
that,
really good.
get that leg out in front of you.
That's tremendous.
You feel it?
No, the whole leg is completely numb.
Well, from pain to pleasure. These are the Rowdies cheerleaders, and they're called Rowdies. That's wow, as in, my missus will kill me.
Don't touch that. Gotcha.
You have indeed. That's. Have you got a magazine I can read or something, you know, like a watchtower. Right, how long have the Rowdies been together? Pam?
5 years.
Well, and were the Rowdies formed?
The same year as the Rowdies.
Yeah, but were you doing anything else similar before you were called the Rowdies? No. Because you have competition in this town called the swashbucklers, isn't it? Or something?
Right, yeah.
Is that a dirty word? Sorry. Pardon? No, this is not going to be aired in Tampa. Now, you don't actually get paid any money for this. It's completely voluntary, is that right? Do you understand much about soccer? I mean, primarily, were you sort of interested in the Rowdies and then sort of soccer second or soccer first and then the Rowdies? Soccer first and then the Rowdies. That's very good. Have you been trying to say that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3.
Ooh. My first glimpse of American soccer was on the Wednesday night when the Rowdies played host to the Houston Hurricanes. From what I'd heard in England, the standard of soccer here is a bit like Mickey Mouse versus the Eastbourne Geriatrics. But, surprise, surprise, it's a lot better than most people give it credit for. I, for one, was riveted to the game.
Corner kick is awarded to Tampa Bay.
Now's the time again.
Apart from great goals like that, mind you, he would have saved it, wouldn't he? There were a lot of other things happening that particular night. All these kids are from Camp Kick in the Grass, which is the Rowdies summer soccer school, and they're showing off some of the training routines they've learnt at the camp. There's about 300 kids out there on the pitch, and somehow I just can't imagine that happening at, say, Rotherham. Hey, get off the bloody pitch, I'll give you Camp Kick in Grass. That night, the Rowdies won 4-0. But that wasn't the end of the action. Oh, no. Old Big Mouth here had been telling everybody what a doddle the $10,000 golden goal competition was. And what's all that about? Well, this is the mess I got myself into.
Fans, if you'll direct your attention to the south goal, tonight we have with us from England a gentleman named Jasper Carrick. Jasper's going to attempt to kick the $10,000 cash golden goal. Now, if he scores 3 times, he'll give his $10,000 cash prize to the charity of his choice. If he scores twice, he gets to go to dinner with all of the lovely Rowdies. But if he gets 1 or less, he's promised that he'll dance with the Rowdies for the big game against Fort Lauderdale on Saturday night. All right, let's watch closely, Jasper. If you're all ready, Rowdies are ready too. Here he goes. Jasper. See you Saturday night.
How do I stand it? To think I've got to rehearse for 48 hours with that lot. Go on, you can go and make the tea now.
Well, welcome to sunny Florida.
We've been here approximately, what, about 24 hours, and it's persistently raining. Hope to God it doesn't stay like this, because we've got a load of filming to do, and the film crew are going to be out. But it's typical of... Is it typical? Wherever Englishmen go, it rains, and this is a Rowdy. Come on. You see, even you don't realise that it rains occasionally in Florida. We get this all the time in England, you know. I'm fine. I thought, what? It doesn't rain in Florida. You said.
It's terrible. I know.
You promised us that it wouldn't rain. Now what's happened?
This is only the first day that it's rained.
Since when?
Since you've been here.
No, we've only been here 24 hours. That's what we're telling you there, Lucy. We've only been here 24 hours. Play it along. Play it cool.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Tampa.
Welcome to Tampa. Are you having a good time while you're here?
Oh, we've had a great 24 hours since we've been here.
Well,
Yeah?
I'm really sorry that it's raining.
Okay, well, we'll just forgive you this once. What we're going to do tonight, we're going to do a bit of training.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So
ready.
are we.
Am I ready? Boy, am I ready. Right. Well, we'll just hope this passes away. Come on, we'll pop in, I think.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, here we go. Is that what you want me to do? With all the kicks and all that? Is it easy? Well, a bet's a bet. I'm only pom-poms.
Can you use my pom-poms?
I'll get a grip of your pom-poms anytime. Okay. I'll watch from the back, okay? I'll just pick it up from the back. How long did it take you to learn this?
Well, not too long.
How long did it take you to learn it?
Oh, it didn't take long at all.
I've got about 2 days, you realise that? I'm going to do it in 2 days.
You're going to learn it real quick.
You realise I'm such a live, subtle...
You should catch on to this with no problem. Are you ready? Okay, this is the step. Oh, you want this? Oh, you
No,
want
I'll
to get
stand
behind me,
behind.
okay? This is the hard one, okay? Goes 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we'll try it to the right and then to the left, okay?
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Skipper, you quit.
No. Studying. Try it again.
Okay.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. Easy.
Do it by yourself. All right! That was great. Are you ready? Bring your arms to your chest. Punch straight up. Kick.
Got it. That's easy.
Okay.
So what do we... Okay.
5,
6, 7, 8.
slap and punch. Slap and punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swish. Slap and punch. Slap and punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swish.
This is Martin Rothberg. And Marty is, he's the marketing director of the Rowdies. And is perhaps the man responsible What were your main problems when you started?
We sold it by just first selling a Rowdy's image and entertainment and soccer last, because the sport, we have enough sports in this country without trying to make a new one. So we had to sell the fun and the ambience of the sport like you saw last night.
The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, then they fall around. All the Rowdies, all the Rowdies. The Rowdies are kicking the ground.
How important is Rodney Marsh to the image?
He's pretty important. He's been with the team a long time.
Yeah?
And he's won the hearts and the minds of the people in the Bay Area.
When I first came to America, we had things like, before the game, you go out on maybe on elephants and all this, you know, before the game. You come into the arena on elephants, yeah, and you have cheerleaders, which is loaded, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
But they do it, and the fans like it, and I think it, you know, it gives a fan relationship to the players and that, you know. And for one game, we had a guy fly in, and he come to the game, and he's a professional cheerleader, and he gets $2,000 per game, you know.
Is that Crazy George?
Crazy George, yeah.
I've heard about him, yeah.
So what he has to do, there was a target in the centre circle before the game. He has to come down one of these pulleys, a sliding pulley, okay. And before the start of the game, they went, oh, here comes Crazy George. He came down the pulley and fell about 200 yards short into the stands. He broke his leg and he broke his arm. Stretching him up.
That's really fun.
Oh, can you imagine? Yeah.
No, can you imagine?
We are selling the game, and it's unfortunate that what happens in England or in Europe, not just England, but they just put the game of football out there, and they expect people to come out and see it.
If Rowdy Maikano can keep that soccer ball bouncing for 30 seconds, McDonald's will give you a coupon good for $1 off your ticket to the Rowdy season opener against the New England team in April 7th. Show them the coupon, Mike.
We have football, American football, and baseball, and basketball, and hockey, all those sports that people grew up with. They're gonna go to those sports because they know them. Because we play with our hands, those sports.
Yes.
When in football or soccer, you're playing with your feet, and it's totally different.
I noticed a tremendous amount of family involvement. We're talking to people, and they bought family tickets, and they take the kids and the grands and the grandmas and their uncle and aunts. I mean, what have you done to encourage that side of the promotion?
Well, I think we've made it attractive all the way around. You see at the stadium that we have bands, and we have excitement going on before the game and after the game. We have halftime entertainment. We do crazy things like trying to kick soccer balls into Toyota automobiles. All those things excite the people, and it gives them all the peripheral things around the sport, make it that much more exciting. Will you play next week? Want to play again?
I'll play Monday or Tuesday, we've got some time. Do you want another thrashing?
No.
I mean, I only took it easy on you today. I mean, I'll let you win, obviously, because the cameras were there, but I mean, it'll be for real on Monday, Marty, no holds barred.
Well, you practice up, because you'll need it.
Oh, thank you. Bloody nosy sods, this crew, you know what I mean? What is it? They keep the camera and the sound running in case you give them juicy bits of knowledge, because they really want to know about the Rowdies. Hey, what's the blonde one like? Is she really that good? Oh, yeah, and I'll play him along a bit.
This is manager Gordon Jago and me arriving at MacDill Air Force Base, where we've just returned from napalming Barbados. And now we're about to give a tactical talk to the troops. Jago will be talking in depth about the socio-economic implications of the growth of soccer in the United States, and I'll be doing the serious stuff.
And it's going to take time before we can become, you know, the world power in soccer that we will be. Because make no mistake about it, I don't say this to be nice, the United States will be the #1 soccer power in the future. There's no two ways about it. You have everything going for it. You have the facilities, you have the climate, you have the finance, and above all, you have the population. I mean, you've, is it 252 million people? Something like that. And as I often say, if we can't find 11 soccer players out of that lot, there's a problem.
Hello. Basically, I'm here with with an English crew, and we're taking a light-hearted look at what the Americans are doing to our beloved game. You think you're smart, don't you? Eh? All this 35-yard line rule you've introduced. Did you know that that's not in the actual rules of soccer, a 35-yard line for offside? It is now, yeah. That's why we're here, you see, smarty. And actually, I've been asking people, you see, because actually I'm here to be a fanny, right? And I've been asking a lot of fannies to explain to me the offside rule. You haven't got a clue. I mean, we've never figured it out in 100 years, so God knows what chance you've got. And what amuses me as well, of course, is that your TV coverage is somewhat different. Excuse me. It's somewhat different because obviously you're used to timeouts and things in baseball and American football. But in soccer, there's no timeout, so you've got to get your adverts in, don't you? Right? And obviously you're going to miss goals, right? And that amuses people in Britain because, like, obviously we have, we can see a whole 45 minutes of the game. Half time they'll cram you with 10 minutes of adverts, and we all go off and make tea and stuff and come back, so nobody sees the adverts. But over here, because you jump them in, and I was speaking to one guy, and I said, "How are you getting on?" He's some from WGO TV. I said, "How are you getting on? Filming the games and the goals." He said, "Oh yeah, it's great. There's no problem." He said, "Last month we only missed 5 goals." What is really, I must tell you this because I don't know whether you realise it. You have loads of commercials. Do you call them commercials or adverts? Okay, adverts. It's adverts for him. It's adverts. Commercials. Is that there is no way of telling when the advert comes on, because again in Britain you see they'll stop a program and say end of part 1, and then the adverts are coming. Here you've got no chance, have you? You're watching something like a Robert Redford movie or something, and suddenly it's Steve McQueen telling you about his hemorrhoids.
Well, here's the slum we had to stay in. Only one pool, oft frequented by half the English Football League, including Southampton manager Laurie McKenna.
And had all the grace of a Norman Hunter tackle, Laurie.
Well, you've got it.
You came in a couple of days, Laurie.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to see any of the games yet?
No, not yet. We're going to see the big one, as they call it here tonight. I'm playing Fort Lauderdale, which is the derby match.
Derby's 200 miles.
Well, you see here, everything's, smaller with the air flights, etc. But I've been here before. What they are doing exceptionally well is getting the families in, getting the people in to come along. I think here they don't know what they're coming for, quite honestly. I think that they're saying, well, it's a smashing night out. You can have your picnic in the car park, and you can see a lot of action, and you can see dancing girls and loads and loads of gimmicks. And that, if you're looking for a way to entertain a family, well, they've got it. I mean, we have it. Simple as that.
Do you fancy a drink, Laurie?
I wouldn't mind. I was wondering when you'd ask.
Hang on.
Somebody's ringing for
Hang on a moment. Couple!
Can I get my man in?
All right, you got a man.
Corrigan, yeah. Quick.
Couple, coming in.
Problem with Corrigan is he'd probably drop it. Sorry about that.
We have this crew, Laurie, that keeps surprising you every now and again.
Thank you very much.
Could I have a bit more lime, please? How are you, Steve?
Is that the drinks around me?
Nice to see you. Hello, Joe. How are you? Stevie Coppell, Man United. Joe Corrigan. Oh, Barnsley. Just the bloody BBC. Hello, Bob. Don't mind me. Well, hiya, Bob. This is the first time London Weekend have been on top of the BBC.
come on, Bob, now then, what state is the BBC in? Come on, really tell us. This will be cut out later. We won't kid you. What do you honestly think of Jimmy Hill? Just tell me what you told me last night. About him tripping over at Wembley and had to dig his chin out. Well, here we go. The point of no return. This is the day the Rowdies take on the Strikers, and I take on the Rowdies.
Ponchos is one. That's our first priority, to get rid of those. Then we have yellow cards. There's some at each gate. And all they are is a card about almost a little less than the size of the sheet of this paper. It's plain yellow on one side, and the other side it says the Rowdies explain the rules, and it's got a little explanation of the offside rule. Those go out again to everybody.
Get up, get out, get rowdy! Get up, get out, get rowdy!
The Rowdies are now the top team in their division, and this Saturday, June 23rd, they tackle the number 2 team. Their arch rivals, the Fort Lauderdale Strikers.
But before the game, the Rowdies and Mass Brothers will host a tailgate picnic contest. Prizes will be dished out for the best food in 3 categories: ethnic, gourmet, and most original.
Then, to keep your fannies dry, Moss Brothers and the Rowdies will give free rain ponchos to the first 5,000 fannies who flood into Tampa Stadium. Get tickets at all exchange banks, Moss Brothers, the Rowdies office, and Tampa Stadium. Kickoffs at 8. Don't miss this one. Get up, get out.
Get cooking.
A good American hot dog.
No, not for me, thanks.
No hot dog?
No hot dog. No, the rabbi wouldn't like it.
Who wouldn't like it?
The rabbi.
Oh, Lord. Are you Jewish?
No.
2, 3. Get up, get up, get ready!
Do you know more than him, or does he know more than you?
No, I'm sure he does.
Do you keep asking him things?
I like to look at the guy's legs.
That's honest, you see, you're out, you're out. What are the horns for? Come on, let's blow the horns. We had an Air Force dinner afterwards, and, did you? Well, we're still trying to get rid of it. Nope, this isn't Dr. Bernardo's. It is, in fact, the Rowdies' enormous dressing room. It's unbelievably just half an hour before the kick-off, and at a time when most English players would be chewing the Vaseline tin, the Rowdies are playing host to hordes of young kids, photographers, and even lady reporters, which at times can get just a little touch embarrassing.
Hi, Dorothy.
Do create a great atmosphere. The Americans certainly know how to keep a crowd happy. And if we can learn anything at all from them, it's the way they present things.
Danny, a question for you. Are you ready for your rowdy? Starting in the goal for Tampa Bay, number 2, Selko Balaki. the color guard tonight, we welcome once again from MacDill Air Force Base. Ladies and gentlemen, join us and stand with us now for our national anthem sung by Rowdy Molly Copeland.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Sally Eckhart to the stadium office.
Apart from being local rivals, Fort Lauderdale have some interesting players. That's Kubias, Peru's World Cup star. That's Doug Bomber, Gert Muller, doing his Bernard Manning impression. That's the Pontypool front row. That's George... I have to admit the excitement was getting to me like, and the crowd was a bit quiet, so I decided to get stuck in and show how it's done, a la England like.
Manny, are your Rowdies rolling?
Jump heads out.
I don't know about you, but when I get excited, I get hungry. So at half-time, I thought I'd treat myself to a light American snack.
This is terrible. I don't know how I can go. Oh, it's so bad. More beer. Is that the biggest Coke they got? I feel sick.
George Pest? Arguing with the referee? Surely not. me. It's nearly time for me to thread a stair bit. There's nearly 45,000 people out there. My word, the adrenaline's running around now. It's just that it's not made me feet yet. Supposing I'll make a cock-up. The Rowdies. They'll crowd round and beat me, mob me and molest me. Yeah, I think I'll make a cock-up.
Tonight, a song called Short Shorts. Tonight, we have one additional Rowdy. The final Rowdy is the top British comedy star, Jasper Carrot. Let's give Jasper a fine welcome as he comes out, and he is there he is. So welcome your 1979 Rowdies and special guest Rowdy, Jasper Carrot.
Crazy chick.
So, is America soccer's promised land? Could this be the face of British football in years to come? Blimey, I hope so. If you've understood anything in the last hour, please write to the controller of programmes, London Weekend Television, because he hasn't.